Byron regarded her. "You'll have been busy recently, then, with the harvest. It's mostly gathered now, though." "So, what does your father do in the winter?"
"Hedging and ditching mostly," she answered promptly. "Your tenant farmers use him too if they're too busy to do it themselves."
Byron laughed. "Or too idle. It's quite a hard job."
"And he's the local rat and mole catcher too. Everyone fetches him in to do that." Byron paused. He was beginning to realise who she was. Softly, he asked, "So, what's your name? I can't go on calling you little girl, can I?" She ran her tongue around her lips. "Rosie."
"Rosie... what?" She hesitated a second, but there was no way she could not answer his question.
"Waterhouse."
Byron stared at her. "You must be Sam Waterhouse's daughter." Rosie nodded. "Ah, that explains it then," he said, softly, almost more to himself than to her. She was the daughter of the local poacher. For a few moments, he seemed lost in thought. Then he cleared his throat. "I'll meet you here again this time next week, and I'll bring you a pole with a hook on the end and teach you how to fish with that." Rosie said nothing. Her father already had such an implement. A gaff, he called it. But it wouldn't do to tell Byron Ramsay that. She merely nodded, shocked by what he had just said. She could hardly believe it. The son of the estate owner, who virtually ruled the lives of almost everyone in the village, was offering to teach her how to poach fish from the stream that ran into the huge lake in front of the manor house, then out again, twisting and turning on its way towards the coast. "My father keeps the lake well stocked with fish, trout mostly, but some escape down the stream." Byron gathered up the reins and mounted his horse. "I'll see you next week. Same time, same place." With a salute and a grin, he turned and spurred the animal into a gallop. Rosie's gaze followed him until he was out of sight, and her young heart felt as if it was doing somersaults in her chest. It was a strange coincidence that on the same evening when Byron had caught Rosie trying to poach fish, her father should decide that it was time she learned the tricks of his trade. "I'm not a church-going man, Rosie, as you well know," Sam began. "In Mr. Ramsay's eyes, I'm a rogue he'd love to slam in jail before throwing away the key, but I do have my own principles. I never kill for sport, only to feed ourselves and others in need. And I kill as humanely as possible. I try never to let an animal suffer if I can help it." Rosie regarded him with her piercing green eyes.
"But the master kills for sport, doesn't he? He allows the local hunt to come across his land, chasing a poor, defenceless fox until their hounds catch it and tear it to pieces. And he holds shooting parties every autumn that kill hundreds of birds they've raised specially just to be shot at. And at those times," she added with a tinge of accusation in her tone, "you go as a beater to frighten the birds into flight for him and his gentry cronies to shoot down." Sam sighed. "Yes, I do, and I can't pretend I like doing it, but needs must. I need to earn a bit of money for things we can't provide for ourselves. We live well off the land, Rosie." Like everyone in the village, Sam had a patch of ground behind his cottage where he grew vegetables and rhubarb. He also kept hens, ducks and a few geese. "We're even lucky enough to have our own apple and plum trees. Not everyone has. And then there's fruit from the hedgerows and mushrooms in the woods, and I go poaching." "On the master's land," Rosie said softly, her gaze never leaving his face. "Aye, I do, and it's illegal. You've got to understand that. But, to my mind, wild animals don't belong to Mr. Ramsay." "But they're on his land, and you're trespassing." To this Sam had no answer, except to say, a little sadly, "So, do I understand that you'd rather not learn my ways?" Rosie smiled now, and her whole face lit up. "Oh no, Dad. I want you to teach me everything you know." Sam and his daughter lived in the tiny cottage where he had been born.